South Africa is looking to tap into opportunities presented by the African Continental Free Trade Area to expand and diversify its economy after the fifth Nation Brand Forum in Johannesburg. Stakeholders are pushing for a more inclusive economy that embraces both the private and public sectors and youth to drive the engendered growth. GBCNEWS Clara Mlano was at the South Africa Forum and reports.
With a continental population of 1.3 billion, an estimated 3.6 trillion annual GDP to be realized from the African Continental Free Trade Area, and a projected $450 billion income, the prospects and intra-trading from AfCFTA are high. The question is the ease of doing business amongst member states and how best South Africa can take advantage to have seamless trade and grow. Running on the theme Inclusive Partnership to restore the economy and increase the country's competitiveness, South Africa explored ways of bringing all on board to position the Rainbow Nation as an attractive destination for investors. Showing signs of recovery with a 1.9% growth in the first quarter of 2022, key stakeholders are monitoring how this will translate into addressing unemployment and bridging inequality gaps.
The President was able to collect 1.2 trillion commitments for economic recovery. Now, as women and men sitting in this room, let's ask ourselves a question: what is your share in that 1.2 trillion that's going to see South Africa's economy growing?
A presentation from the Standard Bank perspective presented meats and the creative arts industries as an untapped areas awaiting exploration.
Around audio and visual, how that is such a gap when it comes to other African countries. So how do you make it easy for companies that has the capacity to say we can trade our services in this particular area to certain of the African countries that may need it? If you look at production, I mean, Netflix, Amazon, they're making quite a bit of inroads in creating African content. But we know from a skills base, it's quite concentrated in very specific markets, SA probably being the most mature, Nigeria, Ghana.
The conversation on how to close the gaps among trading partners was also focal.
Technically, without free movement, the AfCFTA won't be as a success.
Got you.
Purely because free movement is happening legally and otherwise, right? So under the AfCFTA, there is no such thing as an open border. It's not about the open borders, because that's under the free movement protocol. This is about cross-border trade. So this is about, there's a border, we need to be able to sell over that border. The free movement protocol is an issue because things like climate change, for example, is affecting the small-scale farmers.
Youth dialogue, media engagements, and key drivers of trade and others preceded the 2022 forum, aimed at soliciting views and forging a common agenda on branding South Africa as a competitive force. Clara Mlano, GBC News, Johannesburg, South Africa.